Good evening, everyone. My name's David, and I'm here to tell you guys about hermit crabs. Joining me today are Pirate Rubber Ducky, Darth Vader and all his friends, and of course, my hermit crab. His name is Grumpy Pants because he has a poor attitude generally and likes to isolate, but we're working on that. And I've kind of been waving him around for the last 45 minutes, so he's not in a real great mood, and I understand that. Maybe he'll join us later. So how is everyone else doing today? I hope well. I'm doing very well, thank you for asking. So I'd like to talk about hermit crabs, their physical characteristics, types, what they like to eat, etc. So without further ado, let's get started. So this fellow is a land crab. They're a Turanian, which means of the land, and they're also marine. This fellow is a Caribbean land hermit crab. The species name is Coenobita clypeus, and he's actually from PetSmart, but he was born in the Caribbean, so I'm told. They're not actually crabs. They don't have a hard exoskeleton. They are like a soft-shelled lobster, almost. Asymmetrical, soft abdomen protected by the shell. 10 legs, 2 claws, gills. They don't grow their own shell. This is borrowed from other creatures. A crab would grow its own shell, as well as have the hard exoskeleton. And they're not actually hermits either. They're actually very social. They live in colonies of 100 crabs or more. And they can be social with other hermit crab pets. They can be social with humans. We're working on a bond. We'll get there someday. So the claws are for defense. They protect the crab from cuttlefish and octopi and squid, some of its primary predators. The shell provides a moist environment. Since they have gills, they breathe by drawing moisture out of the air, and that's how they get their oxygen. So the shell maintains a 70% humidity level for the crab. And the shell itself, they're typically taken from sea snails. He actually showed up in a Pikachu plastic shell, which is terrible, and migrated almost immediately. As they grow, they like to have bigger shells. So he likes this one. This is his favorite. But right now, he's going with this one. It's a little bit lighter. I think he's a little more comfortable in that, and I'm going to have to get him a new one because he's just getting bigger and bigger because he eats a lot of hermit crab food. This one is dried shrimp and mealworms. It also has cornmeal, alfalfa meal. It sounds really delightful. This is Hermit the Crab brand hermit crab food, by the way. And they like to have a little bit of salt water too. They will eat anything, though. They're actually omnivores, which means they'll eat absolutely anything. So they eat microscopic mussels and clams. They eat bits of dead animals. They eat algae. I've fed mine blueberries, popcorn, little pieces of vegetables. They eat a lot of stuff, and pretty much whatever you hand to them, they'd be willing to eat. So I'm hoping he grows pretty big. He's about 2 inches, and they can grow from 0.5. This species, I'm not certain. I think he'll probably get to be about yay big. They can live 15 to 20 years, by the way. But other species can grow up to 16 inches. That's a big hermit crab. So I told you a little bit about physical characteristics. I told you a little bit about what they eat, where they come from. There's some from Ecuador, and the Caribbean are the most popular, the common ones you're going to see. And I've told you a little bit about how social they are, as you can see. I'm sorry, guys. He's sometimes if you tilt him just right. No, some other time. So I hope I've answered all your hermit crab questions. I'm sure you've had plenty over the years, and I appreciate you listening. Does anybody have any other questions? Feel free to ask me. Send me a text, and I will fulfill all your inquiries happily. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you all have a lovely rest of your evening. Goodbye.